Wildcard Gym, Los Angeles, 2001. Wednesday morning, 7:30. The gym is already alive with sound. Heavy bags swinging on chains. Speed bags rattling their staccato rhythm. Jump ropes slapping concrete. Fighters grunting through combinations. The smell of liniment and sweat hangs thick in the air. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. This is where serious fighters come to work. No frills, no luxury, just pure training. Freddy stands ringside watching a new fighter run through basic combinations on the heavy bag. The fighter is small, maybe 5'5", lightweight frame, wearing worn red shorts and hand wraps that have seen better days. Moves well, nothing exceptional yet from this distance. Just another talented kid from the Philippines looking for opportunity in America. Freddy has seen hundreds of these fighters over 3 decades. Some make it, most don't. The ones who succeed have something extra. Something that separates them from the merely talented. But something catches Freddy's attention. Something he can't immediately identify. Not the power, not the speed, something more subtle. The way this fighter's hands move. The rhythm between punches. The timing. It's different, not wrong, not sloppy. Just different from anything Freddy has seen in 30 years of being around boxing. Different from the thousands of fighters he's watched. Different from the champions he's trained. The fighter's name is Manny Pacquiao. 22 years old. Came to America 6 months ago with almost no money and limited English. Been training at various gyms around Los Angeles. Looking for the right fit. Looking for someone who understands what he's trying to become. He heard about Freddie Roach. Heard Wildcard is where serious fighters train. Showed up this morning asking for a tryout. Polite, respectful, determined. Freddy watches for 10 minutes. Says nothing. Just observes. Taking mental notes. The heavy bag session ends. Manny moves to shadowboxing in front of the mirror. Again, something catches Freddy's eye. The footwork. The angles. The way Manny transitions between orthodox and southpaw mid-combination. The speed changes. Fast then slow then explosive. It's not textbook. It's not what Freddy teaches his fighters. But it's effective. Unnaturally effective for someone this young. Get in the ring, Freddy calls out. His voice cuts through the gym noise. I want to see you spar. Manny turns. Nods once. No words. Just acknowledgement. He climbs through the ropes. Efficient movement. No wasted motion. Freddy calls over one of his regular sparring partners. A welterweight named Tommy Santos. Good fighter. Solid prospect. Technical. Been working with Freddy for 2 years. Knows the system inside and out. Understands what Freddy wants to see in the ring. They meet in the center. Touch gloves. The bell hasn't rung yet, but Freddy is already watching closely. Watching how Manny stands. How he holds his hands. Where his weight sits. Small details that reveal experience level. The bell rings. The round starts. What happens in the next 90 seconds makes Freddy stop writing notes on his clipboard. Makes him put down his pen completely. Makes him step closer to the ring apron. Because what he's watching shouldn't be possible from a fighter this unknown. This unproven. Tommy comes out orthodox. Left foot forward. Right hand cocked. Establishes his jab immediately. Good form. Clean technique. Snapping it out from the shoulder. Everything Freddy taught him. Textbook execution. Manny circles to his right. Doesn't engage immediately. Just moves. Watching. Reading. His eyes track Tommy's movements with unusual intensity. Then suddenly Manny is inside Tommy's guard. Freddy didn't see the entry. Didn't see the setup. Didn't see the footwork that closed the distance. One moment Manny was outside jabbing range. The next moment he was inside. Too close for Tommy to punch effectively. No visible transition between the two positions. Tommy tries to reset, pushes Manny back, creates distance, re-establishes his jab. Good fighter instinct. But Manny follows like a shadow. Stays in the exact range where Tommy's reach advantage disappears. His footwork is constant. Small steps. Quick adjustments. Never planted. Always ready to move in any direction. Tommy throws a combination. Jab jab right hand. Fast. Technical. The kind of combination that wins amateur tournaments. Manny slips the first jab with minimal head movement. Just enough. Slips the second jab differently. Same punch. Different defensive response. Adaptive. Not mechanical. Then he's inside the right hand. Under it. The punch goes over his head harmlessly. Freddy's eyes narrow. That's not normal defensive timing. Most fighters pick a defensive style. Slip, duck, block, parry. They use that style consistently. Manny is mixing all of them, choosing the most efficient response to each specific punch in real time. That requires processing speed most fighters don't have. Requires seeing punches earlier in their development. 45 seconds into the round, Manny lands a left hand to Tommy's body. Short punch, compact, comes from close range with no visible windup. But the sound it makes when it lands is different from the other punches. Heavier, more solid. Tommy's breath explodes out involuntarily. His eyes widen. He backs up immediately. Not hurt, just surprise, shocked. That punch had serious weight behind it. Real power. From a fighter 40 pounds lighter than him. Tommy is a welterweight, walks around at 155, fights at 147. He's taken body shots from other welterweights, from middleweights in heavy sparring. He knows what power feels like at his weight class. This punch felt heavier than it should have, than it could have based on Manny's size. Freddy is thinking the same thing. His eyes drop to Manny's feet, his hips, watching how the power generates. It's not arm strength, not muscular force, it's full body mechanics. Every ounce of Manny's weight transfers into the punch at the exact moment of impact. The timing is perfect. The hip rotation is complete. The power flows from the ground through the legs, through the core, through the shoulder, into the fist. Kinetic chain functioning flawlessly. But the mechanics are unusual. Not wrong, just different from orthodox teaching. Different from what Freddy has seen in other Filipino fighters. Different from what he teaches. The round continues. Tommy is more cautious now. More defensive. He knows Manny is fast. Knows the power is real despite the size difference. He tries to use his reach advantage properly. Keep Manny outside. Control distance with the jab. Establish range. It works for maybe 20 seconds. Then Manny changes the angle. Doesn't come straight forward. Comes in from the side. Diagonal entry. 45-degree angle. Tommy's jab can't reach him from that angle. The punch is designed for straight-line defense. Tommy pivots quickly to adjust. Good footwork. But Manny is already gone. Different angle now, coming from the other side. Tommy is constantly turning, constantly adjusting. Never set, never balanced properly, never comfortable. Freddy watches this with growing fascination. This is high-level ring generalship. The kind that usually takes 10 years of professional experience to develop. The ability to control an opponent's position without overwhelming pressure. Just constant angle changes, constant position shifts, making the opponent work harder to defend than you work to attack. Manny is 22 years old. Been fighting professionally for 3 years. He shouldn't have this level of tactical understanding yet. 1 minute into the round, Manny lands a combination that makes Freddy's jaw tighten. Left hook to the body. Right hand to the head. Left uppercut inside. 3 punches in maybe half a second. All 3 land clean. Precise. Tommy's guard is up. His defense is technically correct. Hands protecting his head. Elbows tight to his ribs. But the punches came from angles his guard wasn't designed to stop. Between the arms. Under the elbows. Through gaps that opened and closed in fractions of seconds. Tommy stumbles back. Not hurt badly. Just overwhelmed. His expression shows confusion. Frustration. He's a good fighter. He knows he's good. But he can't figure out what's happening. Can't solve the puzzle Manny presents. Everything he tries fails. Every adjustment gets countered. Freddy steps forward. That's enough. Good work, Tommy. Tommy climbs out gratefully. His face is flushed. Breathing hard. Not from exhaustion. From the mental effort of trying to keep up with something he doesn't understand. Manny shows no emotion. No satisfaction. No pride. Just climbs out the other side of the ring. Grabs his water bottle. Takes a small sip. No celebration. No acknowledgement of dominance. Just work completed. Task finished. Freddy walks over to Manny. Looks him directly in the eye. Studies his face. Trying to read something. Anything. Who taught you to fight like that? Manny's English is limited. Heavily accented. But he understands the question. No one teach. I just do. You just do. Freddy repeats slowly. Processing this answer. Nobody taught you those angles? That footwork? That entry timing? Manny shakes his head. Simple gesture. I watch other fighters. I learn from watching. I try things in training. Some things work. I keep those things. Some don't work. I stop doing them. Freddy processes this information. Most fighters are taught formal systems. Orthodox boxing. Southpaw techniques. Specific responses to specific situations. They learn what works through coaching. Through instruction. Through years of correction and refinement. Manny is saying he's largely self-taught. Through observation. Through experimentation. Through instinct and trial and error. How long have you been fighting? Since 12 years old. 9 years now. Who was your trainer? In the Philippines? Many different trainers. Different gyms. They teach basics. Stance. How to throw jab. How to throw cross. I add other things myself. Freddy nods slowly. Understanding forming. Manny isn't the product of one coherent system. He's an amalgamation. Bits and pieces from different teachers combined with self-discovered techniques. Self-taught adaptations. The result is unorthodox, unpredictable, impossible to prepare for, and devastatingly effective. You want to work with me? Freddy asks directly. Manny nods. Yes, I hear you are best trainer. You make champions. I want to be champion. I can make you better than you are now. But I won't change everything you do. What you have naturally is special. Very special. I'll add to it, refine it, make it sharper. But I won't replace it. You understand? Yes, I understand. They shake hands. Firm grip. Eye contact maintained. That's it. No contract signed. No lawyers present. No formal agreement. Just understanding between trainer and fighter. Two men who recognize something valuable when they see it. They start working together the next day. Over the following weeks, Freddy watches Manny constantly. During training. During sparring. During rest periods. Studying him like a scientist studies a unique specimen. Trying to understand what makes him different. What makes him special. It's not just one thing. It's everything. The whole package. The hand speed is obvious. Everyone sees that immediately. Manny's hands move faster than the eye can comfortably track. But there's more underneath. The timing is supernatural. Manny doesn't react after seeing a punch start. He reacts during the opponent's decision to throw it. Some kind of neurological processing that happens faster than normal human reflexes. Like he's reading minds. Freddy has been around boxing for 3 decades. Trained multiple world champions. He's never seen reaction time like this. The power generation seems to defy basic physics. Manny is small, light frame, not heavily muscled, compact build, but he hits like someone 2 weight classes heavier. Maybe 3. Freddy studies the mechanics obsessively. Sets up video cameras, records from multiple angles, watches in slow motion, frame by frame analysis. The power comes from perfect timing combined with complete body rotation. Every ounce of Manny's body weight transfers into the punch at the exact microsecond of impact. Maximum force, minimum waste. It's not raw strength. It's pure efficiency. Biomechanics operating at theoretical maximum. The footwork creates angles that shouldn't exist according to traditional boxing geometry. Orthodox teaching says you attack from certain positions. Defend from certain positions. Different stances for different purposes. Manny attacks from defensive positions. Defends from attacking positions. He's constantly in motion but never off balance. Always ready to explode in any direction with full power. His base is always solid despite the constant movement. That contradiction shouldn't work, but it does. One afternoon, Freddy is working mitts with Manny. Standard drill. Combinations they've practiced 100 times. Jab cross. Left hook. Right uppercut. Manny executes everything perfectly. Crisp. Clean. Exactly what Freddy called for. Then suddenly Manny throws a punch Freddy didn't call. A left hand that comes from an impossible angle. Catches the mitt perfectly despite Freddy not being positioned for it. Not ready. Freddy stops. Lowers the mitts. Why did you throw that punch? I didn't call for it. You were open, Manny says simply. I know I was open. This is a drill. I didn't call for that punch. I see the opening. My body wants to take it. Hard not to throw. Freddy realizes something profound in that moment. Manny doesn't just follow instructions mechanically. His brain is constantly reading. Constantly processing. Even during choreographed drills, he's analyzing Freddy's position. Looking for vulnerabilities. Finding openings. Ready to exploit them. It's not disobedience. It's fighting instinct that never turns off. Can't turn off. His brain is wired differently. Do you always see openings? Even when we're just drilling? Manny nods. Always. Every person has openings. Small gaps. I see them automatically. Even when we're not sparring. Just working mitts? Yes. Brain doesn't stop seeing. Always watching. Always analyzing. Freddy pauses. Absorbs this. Most fighters have to be taught to see openings. Taught to recognize patterns. Taught to anticipate opponent mistakes. It takes years of experience. Thousands of rounds. Gradual development of fight IQ. Manny doesn't need teaching. His brain does it automatically. Subconsciously. Constantly. It's not a learned skill. It's neurological wiring. How he's built. That evening, after training ends and most fighters have left, Freddy sits in his cramped office with his assistant trainer, Marvin Cook. They're reviewing footage from today's sparring sessions on an old television with a VCR. Grainy footage, multiple angles spliced together. What do you think of the new kid? Marvin asks. He's eating a sandwich, watching the screen casually. Freddy doesn't answer immediately. He's watching Manny land a combination. Slip a counter punch. Exit at an angle that creates perfect distance for the next attack. He rewinds. Watches again. This isn't normal. Marvin stops chewing. Looks at Freddy's face. Freddy's expression is serious. Almost concerned. What do you mean? I've trained world champions. Multiple weight class champions. Hall of Famers. Guys whose names everyone knows. This kid is different. It's not that he's better at the normal things. It's that he's operating on a completely different frequency. Like his brain processes fighting faster than other people's brains can process it. Marvin watches the screen more carefully now. The reaction time. I noticed it too. It doesn't seem human. It is human. But it's exceptional human. Outlier human. Maybe once in a generation exceptional. Maybe once in a lifetime. You think he can be world champion? Freddy pauses the tape. Manny frozen mid-punch on the screen. I think he can be something more than just another champion. I think he can be special. The kind of fighter people remember 50 years from now. The kind they make documentaries about. The kind that changes how people think about what's possible. They continue watching footage. Freddy makes notes in a worn notebook. Small adjustments he wants to work on. Defensive improvements. Conditioning protocols. Ways to add power to specific punches. But he's extremely careful not to change the core of what makes Manny different. That would be destructive, like trying to teach a bird different aerodynamics. The bird already knows how to fly. You just help it fly higher. Faster. More efficiently. Months pass. Manny fights regularly. Wins consistently. Violently. Each fight, Freddy sees the same pattern. Opponents can't adapt to Manny's style because there's no consistent system to study. No predictable pattern to exploit. Every fight is slightly different. Manny adjusts in real time. Finds what works against that specific opponent on that specific night. Exploits their specific weaknesses. Their specific habits. It's improvisation at the highest level. Jazz boxing. One afternoon, a reporter from Ring magazine comes to Wildcard. Doing a feature on Freddy's training methods. Documenting his approach with different fighters. The reporter watches Manny destroy a sparring partner. Then asks Freddy the obvious question. What makes Pacquiao special compared to other fighters? Freddy watches Manny cooling down across the gym. Stretching methodically. Most fighters are taught to fight. Manny was born fighting. There's a fundamental difference. The reporter writes this down. Can you elaborate on that distinction? When you teach someone to fight, you give them tools, techniques, strategies, systems. They become skilled at applying those tools correctly. Some become very skilled, world class. But Manny doesn't apply pre-learned tools. He creates solutions in real time. His brain sees fighting as a dynamic problem to solve, and he solves it instinctively. Moment by moment. I can't teach that ability. I can only refine it. Polish it. Make it more efficient. Is he the most talented fighter you've ever trained? Freddy pauses. Considers his words carefully. Talent is probably the wrong word. Talent implies unrealized potential. Something that might develop into something great. Manny is beyond potential. He's already actualized. At 22 years old, he's already doing things most fighters never figure out in entire careers. The question isn't whether he'll become great. The question is how great he'll become. How great do you think he can be? If he stays healthy, if he stays hungry, if he keeps developing and learning, he could be one of the greatest fighters who ever lived. Not just great at one weight class. Great period. Across eras. Across divisions. One of the names people say when they argue about the best ever. The reporter looks skeptical. This seems like promotional exaggeration. Standard trainer hyperbole. Everyone thinks their fighter is special. But Freddy isn't promoting. He's not selling. He's observing. Stating what he sees with complete clarity. The article publishes 2 months later. Most readers think Freddy is overselling. Building up his fighter. Creating hype. But people close to Wildcard know better. They've seen what Freddy sees. They know he's not exaggerating.